My name is Malcolm Keefe, and I'm a professor of practice here at RIT. I have worked in both the offset printing industry and the flexo industry and done consulting for a variety of companies associated with lean manufacturing, some printed electronics, some data management and data cleaning, as well as flexo training. I've worked in higher education for almost 30 years at 3 different universities. I've taught at University of Central Missouri, I've taught at Cal Poly, and now I teach at RIT. I've been at RIT just for 2 semesters now, so I'm pretty new to the program, but very excited to be here. And I teach Team Project, which is a capstone course where we apply and synthesize everything we've learned in the program. And I also teach database publishing, which is where we do personalized and dynamic content for web, email, and for print variable data publishing.
My name is Irma Solorzano Abujuma. I go by Irma Abujuma. I am a lecturer at the School of Graphic Media Science and Technology. I did my bachelor in graphic design back home and then a master's degree here at RIT. My specialties are graphic design, typography, print and electronic publishing, digital imaging, and developing efficient and effective publication production process. My career began a long time ago while I was studying my bachelor degree. I started working in an advertising company. I grew very quickly in my work, and from a graphic designer to general production manager, overseeing and producing radio, television, and print media advertising campaigns for several clients. After this experience, I started my own publishing company where I produce multiple magazines per year. Then I decided to study the other side of the business, and I decided to come to RIT. By that time, it was the best school in the world for printing. After graduating from RIT, I work in New York City for marketing design companies and as a desktop production supervisor. Then I work for the University of Rochester, and then I joined RIT as a faculty member. I have 5 years of teaching experience in El Salvador, and then 7 here at RIT. I teach core courses such as cross media, foundation, imaging, typography and page design, production workflow, and screen printing. I am the generation who moved from analog to digital technology in the early 90s. And that allows me to experience design, typography, and illustration to a level of profound love and respect for the creativity industry and the new technology. So graphic arts is my life, and I am really enjoying it, contributing to the new generation's development.
I am Bilge Altay. I am the newest assistant professor in the department. My experience in industry has kind of 4 levels. So I worked as a short-term intern, long-term co-op, a full-time employee, and also for a freelance expert. As an intern, I worked for Amcor Flexibles, exposed to film extrusion and gravure printing processes. As a co-op engineer, I worked for BASF. I worked in their packaging applications lab. I conducted pilot scale trials on paper coatings for food applications, flexo printing for water-based inks, adhesive lamination for bio-based plastic films, and also assisted film extrusion and mold thermoforming trials. As a full-time employee, I work for Dereli Grafik, the Turkish agent of international companies like Kodak, 3M, Teşkon, GMG. So I was traveling nationwide for on-site trainings, teaching how to install, how to use hard proofing software, how to make color profiles and proof print jobs. And as a freelance expert, I gave occupational health and safety trainings, wrote technical reports on the latest developments for printing industry, and I did comparative studies for life cycle analysis, conventional versus digital printing systems, evaluated their impact on carbon footprint generation. I worked as an adjunct faculty for a private university in Turkey for 2 semesters, gave lectures on desktop publishing and quality management in printing. Then I worked for Cal Poly for 2 years as a research scholar. After that, I worked for Western Michigan University for 5 years as a lead teaching assistant during my PhD. And finally, I worked as a postdoctoral researcher in the printed electronics lab at ETS University for 2 years. I have been at RIT almost for 2 years, first year as a visiting assistant professor and the second year as a tenure track assistant professor. And I am currently teaching gravure and flexography, package printing, advanced materials in graphic communication, and graphic standards and specifications.
RIT has long been the model for graphics education. It has a super rich history and an abundance of alumni that are out in the industry. And so when students graduate from our program, they not only have a great education, but they have a real deep network of people to connect with out in the graphics industry. Being at a university that is 100 years old and teaching in your major is really got some tremendous benefits. And not only does RIT have this rich history, but I believe it has a dynamic future ahead as well. Being able to celebrate a 100-year anniversary is really a tremendous success and something that we're very proud of.
The 100th anniversary has a really exceptional value to me. From the first day I stepped into the university, RIT became my home. I have great affection and gratitude for all my teachers and mentors who have become a sample to follow now that I am a teacher. Thanks to my RIT formation, I firmly believe that we must hold our standards very high. Always give our best and expect the best from our students. I had exceptional teachers and I can give less than that.
I am proud to work for a program that has such a long history in our field and such a strong international reputation. For example, when I was an undergrad student in Turkey, I was well aware of the position of RIT in our field and the quality of the education, how it trains students to have jobs in prestigious companies. So because of the long history and reputation of RIT for a century, the program not only has a strong alumni network, but also has many sympathizers, like individuals or companies who would like to engage with RIT. So we have such a network that are ready to support the faculty, the students in a heartbeat. So which in return is very meaningful to me. We support industry, the industry support us. So we have such a healthy, passionate industry-university relationship. So it's very meaningful to me.
Students who come into our program generally find great success, especially if they have sort of an affinity to both right brain and left brain thinking, meaning that having a creative eye is certainly a great advantage for our students, but equally important is the ability to have an interest in production and technology, and particularly the ability to look at ways to improve what we might call workflow or the steps needed to produce something in an automated way. That's what makes students particularly successful as they come into our programs.
The most successful students are those who are not afraid to be challenged, who are interested in discovering and applying new technologies, students who think out of the box and ask questions of themselves and others, students will look for answers not only in the classroom, but outside of the classroom, and will bring all this input to the class and challenge also the teachers.
The qualities make for the most successful students in our program is the students' self-motivation and their dedication and commitment to the field. A majority of the people that I have met during my industrial and academic experience have the common qualities like self-motivation, passion, and dedication. Each student has their own curiosity. So some interested in sustainability, some are interested in design, some in material. So listening and learning about their interests like somehow trigger our thinking and help us to bring the right content, the right guest speaker for the semester. So the quality of each student group is very unique.
Graphics applications not only involve just desktop computers with desktop software, but we also have relatively expensive equipment for output devices or even some more advanced servers that may or may not be able to be accessed in a virtual environment. So in our program, it actually does work very well to have at a minimum a hybrid environment, because even in the production space, even in the real world as we know it, we do need people on site to be able to produce on equipment that might be involved in the graphic production. I think students get a real perspective of what it's like to work in the industry, where sometimes you can work virtually, if you're doing some of the software applications, but we need to have manufacturing facilities set up so that we can actually produce the graphic work that we need to.
I find out that students become more independent learners. This was like a wake-up call. They learn to manage their time in a more productive way. The situation forces students to communicate and articulate their needs in a more creative way, using resources that never used before. And I experience it also because I have a college student at home.
The first skill that comes to my mind is the flexibility, adaptability, and critical thinking. So they are more flexible, adapt to change more easily, have improved critical thinking and digital skills, and they are more global.
RIT is particularly unique because of our rich history and our network of alumni. Subsequently, I think students who come here have a unique opportunity to not only learn from our faculty and use our well-equipped labs, but we also have the ability to help you with internships and help you connect with, honestly, some of the leading thinkers in the industry.
Our school has a long history and tradition, especially very successful graduates. We have a knowledgeable and committed faculty. We have an availability of resources and training sites and the support of the industry, not only nationally, but internationally.
The print program at RIT is very unique because of the conscious and sincere support that it receives from the administration, especially from our dean. Since day one, I met him at a conference. He emphasizes that he wants the program to be more successful, wants us to advance research and learning activities in the areas of both conventional and digital printing and packaging applications. So our chair is also very supportive. So I believe that what will make RIT to stay on the leading side in terms of training future workforce and also for technology and innovation is the support we get from the administration.
I'm very excited about the future of RIT's programs, both the undergraduate and the master's level program. And the reason is that we can really focus uniquely on a couple of different aspects. We definitely are focused on the material science and the print side. In other words, really understanding the technology behind what makes printing work and how to improve printing. But we are also really focused on the data application for marketing, the personalization, the dynamic content, really focused on how to improve the workflow side of things by automating these processes and looking for ways to improve these processes, RIT is really uniquely positioned to do that in the years ahead.
The most exciting aspect of the future of the Graphic Media Science and Technology Department is the establishment of the Hammer Family Packaging and Graphic Media Center. It is a gift that will combine the graphic media science and technology with the packaging industry. We are going to share resources, labs, offices, research and development, and student spaces.
I guess like everybody else in our department, the latest news, I'm very excited about the donation we have received from the Hammer Packaging for the establishment of the research center. The industry is looking for new and sustainable materials and processes, so the funding will increase the students, faculties, and industry collaboration, which will improve the learning and forward thinking and help us to deliver graduates with more improved, strong technical skills. So I am looking forward to the next century. I mean, I don't think I can make that far, but